Hello, everybody. So in this video, we will go ahead and discuss the unit of logic, but additional with it is the examples of drawings. So we want to draw counterexamples, and it's one of the emphasis I want to go ahead and give on this video. So when you're drawing a counterexample, you have to go ahead and draw something that makes it false. So if I say that, if I draw an example, so if I go ahead and say draw every four-legged animal is a cat. And then I'm asked to go ahead and make a drawing. So I'm going to make a dog. So I can just go ahead and just draw a dog. And so that's my dog. Okay? So dog. Kind of looks like a dinosaur. I'm not an artist, guys. So in this, you're asked to go ahead and do it with lines and angles. Now, you're actually going to make them in perfect, like little straight lines, and then describe it with what you're given. So, like for number 11, if D is the interior of angle ABC, then ABD is congruent to DBC. So that means you're going to have to draw that particular angle. Now, for those who are forgetting, for whatever reason, the quick refresher, how to draw angles, then you'll have something like A, you got B, you got C, okay? And then they always have little arrows at the end. So remember, that's the vertex. That's the vertex. And then when they consider interior or in the interior or at the mid or bisecting, then somewhere inside here, okay? So just throwing it out there for you. If you're given a line segment, remember, line segment A and then C, and then somewhere in the midpoint or between, then that means it'll be somewhere along these lines, okay? So just quick refreshers. These are what you have to draw. Now, I'm going to work on a few examples here, and then that'll be it. So counterexample drawings. If X is between A and B, then X and AB, line segment XA and XB are congruent. So if I make this first part here, so my if X is between A and B, so I'm going to come up with two examples. So I got my A, I got my B. I'm going to make my other example. I got A, and then I got B. Okay, so from here, I can pick whichever one of these tick marks for the location of my X. So I'm going to pick this one right here. Okay, I'm going to pick that one. And then I'm going to pick something else. So if I look at my second line, I'm going to pick this one right here. That's going to be my X. So I have two different examples to compare. One example is going to be what I'm given. So then line segment XA and line segment XB are congruent. So I'm going to make this line be congruent with what I'm given. So I'm going to give that one tick mark. And I'm going to give the other side one tick mark as well. So now I have both of them. So these are actually even. So they're even there. Okay? So because they're half and half. So that'll be considered at the midpoint. This is considered midpoint in this case. So you have to really understand angles and the different points along a line segment to conclude these. So if you're having trouble with that, I would suggest you going back and looking over the other videos. Okay, so let's make one where it's not like in the midpoint. Okay, so let's make this one right here. So I have this single tick mark. So obviously this is not as long as that over there. So these two are actually going to be different. So if I say this is 10, that means that's 10. If I say this is 5, that means this side will be probably maybe 15. I don't know. So in this case, this is the midpoint. It's very at the very center of the line segment. This one is not in the midpoint. So that means it's not going to be congruent. So in this one, this is between, and this goes back to unit 1. So in my red one, it's not congruent. My line segments are not congruent at all. As for my blue one, they are congruent. Now you're asked to find a counterexample, so my counterexample would be right here. That is my drawing for counterexample for number 1 in this one. Okay. Okay, so next one, supplementary angles are adjacent. Okay, so keyword supplementary angles. Now, in order for it to be supplementary, that means they have to do what? They have to add up to what number? 180 degrees. So if I have 2 supplementary angles, I'm going to make one up. Let's say I make this one. And let's say we break it up. Okay, kind of like pi. Go here, here, here. I broke them up. So now, if I say this one's going to be 140, and this part right here happen to be 40, okay. It's supplementary angles. Yes, they're adjacent because adjacent means that they will share a common line. So they're adjacent. They're sharing this side right here with this vertex and this whole entire line. Now, let's say I take the same example and then I break it up. And I broke it up here. So my work is actually the drawing that I'm doing. So it's not necessarily solving for numbers. You're just trying to build the image that the sentence is talking about. So if I know this is 140, then this will be 40. So I took the same example, except I just broke it. So this is adjacent. And are they sharing the same line now? Are they sharing the same fence? No, this is not adjacent. Okay, so when it says adjacent, just make sure that you understand that they have to share the vertex, they have to share the line. And if they don't, then that's your counterexample there. Okay, so there you go. Okay, just now in this one, what's going to happen? Well, let's finish up the 1 and 2. Now, just give yourself drawings to work with. So you have to get used to drawing what you're asked to do. So number 3. So if point A and point B are point B are coplanar, then point C is also. So if I have point A, so go ahead. If I have point A and I have point B, and they're coplanar like this, that means point C is also. So I'm going to go ahead and prove that one right now. So this is my proof. Okay, so I drew point A and point B. So that's point A, that's point B. Okay, so if I need to find point C, then I ended up just writing it in there because point C, I'm trying to prove this right now. This is true for that case. Now we have to play lawyer, and we want to go ahead and make it where it's false. So if I know point A is here, and if I know point B is there, and point C is also, I'm trying to prove it that's not in there. I'm told that point A and point B are inside this. It's true. But they never told me the location of point C. So this is point C. So now, everything they just told me, this is true. But if you look at C here, now this is false. So now this is our counterexample. That is our counterexample that we need. Okay? So so there's examples of how to go ahead and draw counterexamples. So just be aware, the better you are at drawing these, the better it's going to come out for you. Okay? So tune in next time, guys. Okay?